Bitcoin holders, please do not fall for the trap. This is a warning. I will be doing a technical analysis on the Bitcoin price, as well as tell you why I think this is a trap. And lastly, I will be doing a price prediction for the Bitcoin price. Now, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for daily Bitcoin technical analysis and price prediction. This is DC Trading. Let's get right into it. As you guys know, what do we see here, guys? Well, we see a pump to 24,700. Everyone is excited, as we all should be, because we finally made a new high in 2023 at around 24,900. But why am I saying to be careful and not fall for the trap? Well, we do have some indicators that are contradicting this pump. First off, we're going to start with the death cross on the weekly time frame, which we formed. This is a bearish indicator. Some may say this is a lagging indicator because on the daily time frame, we formed a golden cross as well. So they are contradicting each other, and a lot are saying they trust the daily time frame more just because it's not lagging as much as the weekly, which is true, but we do have some more evidence. Looking at the DXY, what do we see? We saw the price of DXY bounce around $100. It's starting to reach the $104. We did bounce right here. So we are seeing the US dollar, or DXY, gain some strength. As you guys know, as the dollar gets stronger, the price of Bitcoin gets weaker. But if we take a look, the price of the dollar is getting stronger while the Bitcoin price is also getting stronger and rising. So those are contradicting things, as well as the S&P 500. We haven't really moved on the weekly time frame, and usually the S&P 500 is an indicator for a Bitcoin price to move up. And what do we see here? It didn't really move. It didn't make an explosive move to the upside. But if we take a look on the right, what do we see? This explosive move out of nowhere. So I am very worried that this may very well be a trap. Also, the news from the CPI inflation data we got at 6.4% for January. It did slow down, but it was higher than expected. Many were expecting a 6.2%, but we got a 6.4%. Also, inflation did rise, so it looks like things are looking a bit more, we should be more worried about what's going on. It looks like it's going to be tougher to slow down inflation because it looks like it is resisting to slow down. This means in the next couple meetings, we even may see one more 25 basis points, maybe a couple more, because inflation seems it is slowing down, but not as much as we want it to slow down. So we need to be careful with that. But that is why I do believe this is a trap, because things are pointing towards, a price move to the downside. But we did get this pump to 24,700 or 900. And I'm saying we need to be careful not to fall for the trap. Now looking at Bitcoin liquidations, what do we see here, guys? 205 million liquidated, 163 within the last 12 hours. And if you take a look, the bears got wrecked today. 82% liquidated on short positions. As you guys can see, we did pump. Everyone was bearish at first, and now things are reversed. So looking at the weekly time frame, we're doing technical analysis on the Bitcoin price now. What do we see here? We are touching this resistance of around 24,700, which is the EMA 50. This is a good sign that we are starting to reverse and head to a bull market from a technical standpoint. What do we see here also, guys? We see volume is pretty low, which is also concerning and is something to look at. Now looking here, if we take out the death cross or the MA 250, we take a closer look. right here, guys. We did see a bounce right here with the Bollinger Band, one of the most simplest indicators in trading. We did see a bounce right here, and now we have resistance as well right here. And now if you take a look at the Bitcoin price, we look at liquidity pools. We do have some liquidity to grab right here on short positions around 25,200. I would love to see the price of Bitcoin pump to 25,200. This would be a better indication that we are moving in the right direction. If we can't break through this and start to reach the 26,000, I'm very worried that this is going to be a trap. But looking right here from the RSI, we did see a cool down, a correction, before we saw a bounce from the CPI data. As you guys can see, we are not oversold just yet. We are heading into that on the daily time frame, which is something to look out for, because this means it's going to start to lose strength. But if we break through this and we head to the 26,000, that's a good sign that we are heading in the right direction, and I should be less worried about this trap. Now looking at the S&P 500, yes, we are following this. What do we see here? We are starting to rise, but for some reason we didn't break out compared to the Bitcoin price. It did break out for whatever reason. People may seem to love Bitcoin all of a sudden because we did see this pump. But overall, from a technical standpoint, we need to see a $25,200 Bitcoin very soon if we want to be able to continue to rise and hit that $30,000 price range, which we all do. As you guys can see, we do have some money around this area, lots of money to grab for liquidity. But first thing we need to do is reach the 25,200. We are struggling right now. The daily time frame did open on a bullish candle, as you guys can see. So maybe in the next 24 hours, we are going to see that. We must wait and see. Now, what is my price prediction for the Bitcoin price? Well, my price prediction, yes, is a 25,200. We are briefly going to touch that, and then we're going to bounce and see a correction probably around 23,700. We're going to cool down before we see another rise. So overall, right now, the Bitcoin price is up, but we need to be careful because after I told you about these indicators of, inflation, along with the DXY, along with the S&P 500, and the death cross that we formed on the weekly time frame. We need to be aware of those things. Just be careful, guys. But because the Bitcoin price is up right now, I do expect in the next 24 hours to see an effect, a domino effect on the altcoins. So we're going to see altcoins start to pump. We're going to see some altcoins pump 100%, 40%, 20%. Just expect that tomorrow. But with that said, hit the like button, subscribe for daily Bitcoin analysis. Check out this video because YouTube is recommending. It's very important that you watch it right now. And with that said, peace.